Right, good afternoon everyone. We are coming almost towards the end of the program, and therefore I thought it would be a good moment in the day to come back to why we are here today in the very first place. And therefore I will show you a video.
It's just like the advert said, Yanni. $2,000 a month. Right there. Păjuri, phones, passports, food and room included. It's part of the recruitment process. You want a job? You want to work?
Yeah.
Phones and passports. Just come with us. We'll take care of everything.
Yeah? Okay. When can I start?
Only change. Keep that for the rest of the week.
I'll sort it when we get back in there. Who are these guys?
A few extra pair of hands. From the same provider who sent us the Polish guys. They'll stop us from slipping further behind.
Hey. You guys, eh? Yeah? Speak English? Yeah? Right, well, we better get you inside and get you some decent footwear. Sight induction first, okay? Yeah? Understand me?
What is this?
This is where you sleep.
Where?
Anywhere you like.
The advert said room and food.
This is it.
I'm not staying here.
You came here to work, Yanni. Do you want a job?
Yeah.
Then keep quiet. Do as you're told. I don't have permit for you yet. Police could arrest you. Send you home. You don't want to let your family down. Your mother, little sister Natasha, you don't want to let them down now, do you? Do you?
No.
You owe us a lot of money, Yanni. Accommodation, food, permits. You work for us now. Now eat. Pa zašto si zakasno, mamo, kri jebemo pičku u materinu?
Hey! Where is my money? 3 months I've been here and nothing! I've got family to feed.
Sit down and eat.
I'm not eating this again! Where is my money? I want it now!
Sit down!
What is problem now? Lisa, I brought you here. Huh? I know where your wife and your little girl live. You make problems for me. You make bigger problems for him. You get me? A ti jebem u Boga. Ajde, idemo.
Go!
Wow, what happened there? Hey, you didn't do that on site, did you? Hey? Right, come on, clear up. You're making more mess than you're cleaning. Yanni. Yanni. It is Yanni, right? You been here long? England? You been in England long? Have you worked in construction before? Have you worked in building?
And now I'm here, my friend. He get me CS card.
Friend?
Yeah, I pay him back the 150 when I get it.
What? £150?
I get it soon, don't worry about it.
It's steep, isn't it, eh? Bit expensive.
Paul!
I'll come back. Hey, what's the score?
You like football?
Yeah.
2-2. Tight game.
You got cigarette?
Uh,
Just one. I pay for it. Where did you get this? Found it. Save it for you.
Come here!
Thank you.
Yeah, police, please. Yeah.
eat.
You shouldn't stay. You get in trouble.
He thinks I've gone for a piece.
Saw an advert in the paper for a job. Why are you here?
Theo, come here! Theo, come here, quick, quick! Jebbe, chłopaki!
well, I have everybody quiet. That is one thing that is certain after this video. I wanted to show you this video because it's one of our resources and it reminds us all what this is, what modern slavery is. It is a crime against human beings. It makes that people are ending up in situations of exploitation that they can't escape from. And it is our job as businesses to be responsible businesses, to prevent this from happening, and where it is identified to end that situation. Not only as businesses, but also because we are human beings, and we have a responsibility to make sure that other human beings are not in that situation. The other reason why I wanted to show you this video is because it is happening across the world. It is happening in the construction sector, but it is also happening right here in the UK in the construction sector. As you saw at the end, this video is based on a true story that happened here a few years ago, and that is just one example of the situation here in the UK. Stronger Together is an organization that is set up in order to support businesses in tackling modern slavery. Our objective is to reduce forced labor, human trafficking, and other hidden third-party labor exploitation. We are a business-led multi-stakeholder initiative, which means that we bring businesses together to discuss this issue and to develop the solutions together, make them very bespoke for the business industry. Because in order to tackle this, we need to make sure that we do that in a language that we all understand and in ways that are pragmatic and useful for you. We started our initiative in the consumer goods industry. So that was in 2013 where we officially formed. We have been going for a longer time, or at least David Kemp, who is here with me today, have been working in this field already for a long time. And what we decided at that stage was, okay, we know there is an issue, how can we address this? And not just how can we address this, but how can we address this in a way that we address it at scope? Rather than having to work with every business one by one and every business having to implement the changes by themselves, which is always needed, but how can we make it easier for businesses to do this together? And how can we go across supply chains? So that's how we started. We started off with about 4 of the big supermarkets, and soon all the others followed. We now work with all the 9 major supermarkets in the UK in order to tackle this issue, not only within their own business, but also within their UK supply chains, and nowadays also going beyond into their global supply chains. Basically, I've put them all up there. A few of them have come across already today. Co-op has come a long way with now, for example, also arranging a victim support program. Marks & Spencer's has been mentioned already as one of the key organizations that maps their supply chain really well and makes that publicly available. And the reason why I'm telling you at this moment about the consumer goods industry, rather than starting off straight away with what we do in construction, is because that in the consumer goods industry, about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they were in a completely different place as well. And a lot of those businesses have come a very long way. To some extent, that is, of course, because they've always been more in the public eye. The media has been on them. Exposés have always been a big reputational risk. Nevertheless, doesn't matter what the incentives have been, they have done a lot of good things already, and a lot is happening already. So, to say they were there a while ago, they are now in a different place, and I definitely feel that that is the same way with the construction industry as well. A lot of changes are happening, and more will happen in the next few years. So how do we work with those businesses? Our model for change is that we don't just work with those organizations at the top, but we reach their whole supply chain. So like I said, we did that in particular in the UK, in the food and agricultural supply chains. The businesses, we've provided a range of guidance, resources, and training workshops that businesses can take and use as they please. We make all our resources freely available online, so it goes beyond just the businesses that we work directly with. Anybody can pick it up and take it and use it as they want, because we want to make that industry-wide difference. However, what we use is a model where those businesses at the top encourage their suppliers all the way down to the bottom of the supply chain to learn and to attend our workshops as a first point of being educated and capacity building. So they ask them very nicely, but encourage them really strongly as well to attend, because it is often those organizations at the top that have a higher level of awareness already, but also sometimes more of the resources rather than those smaller businesses on the ground. And by helping them to gain that knowledge and start creating change, we can really do more in the one go. So it's bringing those businesses across the supply chain together. What we do, like we say, we bring businesses across a sector together. We want to provide a platform where businesses can share their challenges and also their good practice. I was very pleased to hear the organizations before me. Of course, there are companies that are doing a fantastic job already. What we do is bringing those businesses together, well, not those businesses, but other businesses, in order to help them to develop the next steps for them as well. Do that in a safe platform where businesses can just share everything that they want and then look into the solutions. Right. Well, I'll go through this quickly, but just to give you a bit of an idea of what we have been doing. The workshops have been attended by about 3,000 managers across businesses at this stage, 1,500 organizations, home office, signpost businesses to stronger together. We now run a program in South Africa as well, commissioned by the Home Office in the fruit and wine growing industries, because like I say, supply chains go all over the world nowadays, and following the UK, we have the opportunity to roll out programs over there as well. But most importantly for today, I'll skip through this, is that we have started off the initiative and the program in the construction industry as well now. We started working with the CIOB about 1.5, 2 years ago now, created a whole range of resources, including the video you just saw, as a starting point. I'm very delighted to say that today I can announce the 4 companies that have joined us straight from the start in this initiative in order to reach their supply chains here in the UK, as well as the wider industry in the UK, in order to tackle modern slavery. Those companies are Multiplex, Saint-Gobain, Wilmot-Dixon and Westfield. Some of them are here in the room today. And they are part of our steering group, our initial steering group, because we very much welcome others to join us as well in sharing good practice and taking next steps. Here are some of the resources that we have developed to date. Toolkit that some of you might have seen already. There are some available out there with the resources on the CIOB table, so feel free to pick one up and take it away. Otherwise, as I say, they are available on our website as well. Workers' resources. The question was asked earlier, how do you reach your workers as well? Well, a very simple yet practical way of reaching workers is by making leaflets available and posters available across your sites in a range of languages that those workers speak, to make them aware of, well, just ask them a few key questions to make them aware of their rights, and if there is something not completely right, make them aware to where to report it. And then finally, workshops. Well, I mentioned them before. We provide workshops where there are open workshops where businesses have the opportunity to come together, facilitated by experts in the field, but also where there is an opportunity for dialogue, for businesses to tell us what they struggle with, what their challenges are, so we can overcome them together. Now, those workshops are a very good starting point for businesses to come together, to start learning about the steps to take following that workshops. What can they bring back to their businesses once they have done that training? The toolkit they can take away, and in there are very key steps as in what they can do within their business. They take that away. We have now introduced in our consumer goods program to start with, which will be later rolled out in the construction program, also a way of monitoring the progress that businesses are making following the workshops that they attend. to help us understand where they might get stuck so we can provide them with better guidance, and to provide them with an idea as to where they are in their journey. Have they made a lot of progress in the last year? Where can they make more improvement? But also it gives them an idea as to where they are compared to their competitors in an anonymous way, but it gives them an idea in the industry how that works. Right. I wanted to keep it short today. I wanted to make sure that we came back to why is it that we are doing this. We are creating that change within the industry, thinking about those people that we want to create change for. We want to educate those people that can spot it. People before me have said it already today. Be the eyes and the ears of the community, or well, the community of the sites, most importantly, and know how to spot the signs and how and where to report it when you see something. That is a key thing that we do, working with site managers, working with HR managers, working with all of those that have the opportunity to spot it and do something about it. We deter, detect, and deal with modern slavery. Because as much as we want people to spot it and then deal with it, in the very first place, we would like to prevent it from happening. And so that is something that we support businesses with. The very one thing that I want to give you as a takeaway today, one of the actions to think about when you go back to your own business is, when you think about this issue happening within your UK operations, don't just think about your own operations, but also think about your labor providers and also think about your third-party relations. What about the cleaners? What about the logistics? Those could be within your business areas of risk. So please don't forget about those. Thank you.